Hi everyone, I'm Maggie Weldon from maggiescrochet.com, and in this video Christina is going to show you how to use tiger tape, and I'll use it on a project that requires holes to be like put into a fabric. And this tiger tape allows you to make your holes at very specific increments, and then this one is like a 1/4 inch apart, or you could go in every other one and do it a 1/2 inch apart. And this stuff is amazing, and you can put it down and peel it up, I know, at least twice, and you might be able to do it 3 times. And this would also be really good for all the t-shirt dress projects that we have on maggiescrochet.com. And so this project I'm working on for my future grandchild, hopefully. So this, I used the tape and I put it all the way around, and on the corners I did every mark, and then along the straight edges I did every other mark. So Christina will show you everything on how to use this tape, and it is amazing, and this is available at maggiescrochet.com. And I want to thank you very much for watching, and the links to everything are listed below, and please subscribe to our YouTube channel. Thank you.
Hey everybody, it's Christina from maggiescrochet.com, and today I'm going to show you how to put an edging on a receiving blanket or a handkerchief or any piece of fabric using tiger tape. Now we sell this at maggiescrochet.com. It's a 30-yard spool of tape, and it's got these stripes on it, and each little stripe is a 1/4 inch apart. And this was designed for quilters, for hand quilting, to make sure you get your stitches nice and even. But we're going to use it today to evenly punch holes in the edge of our fabric so that we get a nice even border here. So you'll take the tiger tape and apply it close to the edge of your project. You can get 1 or 2 uses out of this depending on exactly how fuzzy your fabric is. So this is the second time I've used it. I'm not sure I'll be able to use it again on this blanket, but you can definitely get more than 1 use out of it. And there are 2 methods to go about doing this. One is to take the smallest hook you've got. This is a, oh wait, no, not that one. This one. This is the smallest hook I've got. This is a size steel number 8. You can see it's pretty tiny. And you can, if you've got a hook this small, you can actually use it to punch right through the fabric. I'm going into every other space, so here's my last stitch in that little space there. I'm going to skip this one and go into the next one. So with a hook this small, you can just take it and go right in between the fibers of the blanket. And then I go ahead and stick my hook all the way through to the thickest point, kind of loosen it up a little bit, and then grab your yarn and pull it through. Now this is a much smaller hook than we would normally be using for this size yarn. This is a worsted weight yarn, so normally that would be a size H or I hook, somewhere around in there. So as you're pulling it through, it may take you a couple of tries to make sure you get all the threads through. You see how those are kind of separated there? I only had one at first, and I had to kind of wiggle the rest of them through. But then once you've got that, you can complete a single crochet. Again, making sure you have all the threads on your hook. And then since we have quite about 1 inch or so distance to cross before we get to the next hole, I'm going to go ahead and chain 3. So that's your first option, is to use an itty-bitty tiny hook. But maybe you don't have a hook this small. Maybe the smallest you have is, say, this size 0. Still pretty small, but not nearly as small. This is not going to poke through our fabric easily. So in that case, you'll want to get a Tailor's Awl, AWL. We also sell these at Maggie's. They come up with a protective cap because they are very sharp. But you can use an awl to poke through exactly the way we use the hook. So there's my last one. I'll skip this one, go into the next one, and then just poke through again all the way to the thick part. So you've got a nice hole to work into. The great thing about an awl is it doesn't break the threads, as opposed to like using a hole punch where you're actually cutting the threads. This just separates them enough to get your hook through. So now I've got a nice sizable hole there that my size 0 hook will fit through. It's a lot easier to get through this time. And then I can single crochet and chain 3. So either method will totally work. And you can do this with any size of yarn. You may need to change the number of chains in between your stitches. Like I said, this is a worsted weight yarn, so I'm doing 3 chains between each stitch. If you were using maybe a fine weight yarn, you might need something more like 5 or 6. So feel free to adapt that until you know it's a good distance. It's not pulling the stitches together, and you'll be able to work into them easily later. Of course, for the second round, you can use whatever hook size is appropriate for your yarn because you don't have to worry about punching the holes anymore. So we're going on every other one around the edge. Once you get to the corner, we'll be going into each marked stitch and probably try to get about 9 or 10 around the corner. Let me show you one that's already done. So you can see here, these stitches are further apart, and then as we get closer to the corner, the stitches are closer together. And I think it's 10 stitches here to the corner. The exact number, it doesn't matter, but try to keep it consistent across your project. Let's see what else. That's pretty much it. So you can choose to use either a really tiny hook to poke your holes or a tailor's awl. And then chain in between each single crochet. Like I said, for this worsted weight yarn, I did three loose chains with my small hook, but you can adjust that depending on exactly how big your yarn or thread is. Well guys, I hope that this video has been helpful to you. If you have any questions about this project or the tiger tape, you can certainly ask them down in the comments below, and there'll be links to all the materials for this project down in the description. Thanks for watching.
And this is the third part, which we're going to do the edging round. So at the end of row 13, so what that is to just go between these two shells and go into that space right there and work a single crochet like that.